Up and down the sword coast, from sapphire sparkling water deep to darkest choked from hoary Thay, to that tower standing tall in shadow dale. Across the realms, every man stands head to sky, chanting FRW, FRW, FRW. The camera pans in, the golden sun above, sparkling on the sand below. A shadow cuts across the camera's eye. A massive, towering force followed by another in the Anarok desert as the wind blows rich and full of sediment off the hills and rock. The camera fades out, a darkened void, radiant. It becomes full of mist of colors of purple and green, bright, shamrock and dark, glittering gold and diamonds shimmer, cascading over the surface as it becomes brighter, 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 brighter. And we see a vision focused in on a man of behemoth colossal proportions, over 6'8" tall, a wall of meat and rock-like substance, a centaur with scraggly black hair behind him, the desert sparkling beneath their feet. There are dark forms slightly silhouetted in this room, dozens of them in circular formation. Then, just behind the misty cascading portal, we see an illuminated blue orb. The time of heroes has come again. And as it speaks each time, each word, it grows from dimmer to brighter in an azure flare of light and life. We must now look in, find judgment, find possibility for what is to come. Helm, step forward. Your watchful eye will be useful in these evaluations of these heroes who come in this modern day. Talos, step forward as countermeasure, as balance to critical eye. For your flare of wonder, gaze in upon the story of Valorian, and the blue azure orb slowly fades out. Still, the mist that scintillate with colors bring the images of the desert. The other figures move back slightly more, though their faint etched outline can be seen. Dozens of them with eyes of power, with eyes of interest, though two have been called to forefront. Helm and Talus will look down into the mesmerizing void of potency, in a place only the gods know, in a place of neutral ground, in a place they have come to watch heroes.
Well, what think thee, Talus, of this one?
Well, I can't tell you for certain, but I do know he brings an air of ancient aspect about him. They say he was born in the shadow of a mountain. They say he is the most illustrious Aluskan to come to fruition in the human form. I have seen him from the clouds that storm above. What say you, Helm?
He does not look like much to me, but a man. And a man who claims to be the strongest among men. Seems he has caused Bane much trouble, which does bring me glee. But in viewing him, he looks simple, but a man, something Bane could dispatch of easily. Perhaps he does not have enough power behind his claims of tyranny.
Perhaps, but if Bane, who claims to be the strongest, does not have the strength in his army, in his arsenal, with his horsemen, then how do you say his strength may be tested? That this man, Valorian, may not rise to be the hero of a new age, of an ancient whisper from a haunted past?
As I said, he looks like not much. And according to what you have said, he seems to not have any real discipline, or he lacks strategy. He lacks tactics. He lacks knowledge. Only in raw strength does this man deal? Well, then, let us test raw strength with stone.
Let us test it indeed. And the mists envelop the entire room in that ancient place of the gods. And again, we are cast back camera side as the gold pieces of sand come up strong, shining the light from above. We pan the camera up to behold Valorian, sweat on his brow. Please describe Valorian to the audience at home.
Valorian stands around 6'8" tall, 6'8" tall, with long black hair with some braids to the side, a chiseled face, and body. His eyes are an azure shade of blue. He is wearing several furs around his waist at this point, white wolf furs that were useful before, now become a burden to our rather large hero. He also has some weapons on his back. It looks like a sword that could split most men in half. A big great sword and a great axe as well, strapped across his back. He is not wearing any armor. Actually, he's wearing leather armor and has braces upon his wrists. Rather large man, again. Good to stress that. And he's just sweating and trudging across the desert. And if you would, you could describe his companion, Maelstrom.
Standing behind him, Maelstrom the centaur, at about 8.5 foot tall, as is the custom of centaurs to be very tall. Long, scraggly, black hair, a face chiseled with good looks, a perhaps 4-day growth of a beard. Maelstrom, a very strong looking individual, big arms and shoulders and chest, not to the size, however, of Valorian, though broad in the fashion of centaurs. A horse-like abdomen protrudes from the man, and sweat protrudes from his brow as his tail whips from side to side, cracking against the black flies of the Anarok desert. And before them, geological formations of red rock with white veins running through it. Some hundreds of feet before them in the desert, you see one of them begin to shake ever so slightly. And then more, and then a higher pitch, a wheeze, a whine comes from the rock itself. And one bit falls away, then another, and another, and another. And you begin to see the outlines of a man, potent and powerful, and with a huge thrust. Rock and dust goes in every direction. And stalking out of it, a centurion-like figure with a large shield and a vicious bastard sword. The man has a feathery helm, feathered of rock, of course. His red stowed body with white veins as he begins to march towards you. Sword points at you when he reaches exactly the 100-foot mark. You are not strongest. His shoulders are massive and wide. He's etched out of plate mail. As he looks at you, sword pointed, open challenge toward Valorian.
What do you think is going on, Maelstrom? What is that?
I don't know. I mean, I probably shouldn't have kept creating wine for us. It's difficult to tell what's for us. It looks like, unless I'm wrong, Lawrence, correct me if I'm wrong, that that big rock over there like collapsed, and that thing wandered out of it. I'm not sure if.
What is it? I don't know. It
looks like a rock monster. Hey! What are you?
Well, we could do that. We could always ask it. What is it that you want?
To prove your lies. But that. To prove you are no obstacle. That you are no hero. You will kneel in trembling might before the potency of Helm. And the jaws like move up and down slowly, almost like animatronically.
Maelstrom, who's Helm?
He's kind of like a god, but he's like I don't know, like his followers are, they're kind of dicks. So and he just points at the statue.
And I was like,
but it seems that you've caught some more attention. It's not just Umberly out there for you.
Umberly,
as you said. I didn't see it.
We are far from anywhere Umberly could help us.
Yeah,
even our real.
I don't know. It's like a lot of ways that way, or
yes, many ways. Yeah. But look, we don't want to have to fight you. You're just a big rock. You should just.
Well, you will be judged a coward, a weakling. You will be judged never to be the strongest.
Hold on a minute. Did you just call me a weakling?
Indeed. You have failed the test of Helm.
I have not failed anything yet. What is the test of Helm?
To prove your strength.
Well, just
to
look.
Prove your honor on just battlefield. Face me alone, so that I may smite thee, so that I may taste you with rock and prove it stronger than flesh alone. He's still pointing the rock broadsword, or excuse me, bastard sword at you. He stands an easy foot higher than you do, perhaps almost 8 feet in height.
Okay, Maelstrom. Looks like I have to show this stone monster who is the strongest.
Yeah, well, you want I should help you, or you got this, Big V?
He said alone.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's never stopped me before.
I'll face him alone. All right.
He takes a sword and drops it down and cuts a line in the sand. Eyes upon you.
I'm gonna just keep walking. I'm gonna walk. I'm not gonna run towards it or anything. It's the desert, so I gotta cut circle man strength. So
absolutely,
I'm gonna walk relatively briskly,
walking towards him, and the stone figure stands perfectly still, sword down, ready for violence.
When I get up to the line, I'm gonna stop. I'll look down at the line. I'm gonna look up at the beast, and I say, "You are not the strongest. Valorian is the strongest. You need a weapon. I am always armed."
Time to roll initiative.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
well, he goes first.
Yeah, I believe so.
All that talking. while I talk.
As you are talking, the sword goes preternaturally fast from the desert itself. Grains of sand erupt up into the air as the sword comes back slicing towards you, Valorian. All right, that's going to be a 20. Does that hit your armor class?
No.
What is your AC?
26.
26. Very good. Okay. It is your action.
Okay, well, I'll just describe what I do. The sword comes, as it is previously known, this man is more dexterous than he appears for his size. So he does a roll through the sand, of course, to avoid the huge stone blade of this creature. It is bigger than him, but not too big, not big enough not to grapple. And I'm going to try to grapple this thing around the waist, if you will. Cinch it, rolled, and then cinch around the waist. Grab him around the waist, and I'm gonna try and suplex it, back suplex it.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and see if that can happen. Roll it.
Yes, sir.
An armor class of 9 in this position. So
I got a 10. Oh, 15.
All right. Well, irrelevant. You get a hold of it, and let's roll with its strength. Of tremendous weight as you grab a hold of it, thinking to calculate the weight of perhaps an 8-foot-tall man or an ogre. No. There is many more pounds of solid stone here.
So, I have to make a strength roll now? Okay. Getting +5.
Higher the better.
Come on. Oh!
All right, so as you hold on to it, you lift it perhaps a quarter of an inch off the ground. As it comes back down, now it's looking its eyes down at you. It has the sword now. Fortunately for it, perhaps too close to do damage with the sword, but it occurs to you what maneuver you do have it in, as it is going to make an attack against you. All right. So in that position, as you're cinched in, locking in on it, it brings the hands down, just right on both sides of the shoulders, right against the neck. You find it doesn't hit you well, as this tactic clearly too unorthodox for the creature to understand, but it bludgeons into you, causing you momentary confusion, loosening your grip ever so slightly. Still, you have the bear hug grip about the creature.
Okay. I'm gonna try again. For the back suplex, we're gonna try again. Actually, well, if I have it around the back, I have enough wrestling skill where I could
Absolutely.
Like try a roll up, well, not necessarily a roll up. Damn, it's big, dude. It's 8 foot tall. So what would he do? Well, it's not time for that yet. I'm gonna attempt a slam, man. I'm gonna grapple, cinch around, and then get underneath his leg.
It's very, very heavy. That's to be documented, but you can certainly try.
All right, let's try and slam this thing. Just a
right.
body slam.
All you need to do is just make a strength roll.
Let's do it. Well, I got a 9.
Oh, that's definitely not going to do it. As you're now sort of slipped down into almost a position to try to drive in. It feels like wrestling a large statue, and what will come of that as the sunbeams come down sparkling upon golden sand, as the smell of rock fills your nostrils, as Maelstrom stands idly by, swatting at flies with his tail, as and let's see what happens now.
Oh, it's gonna get sledged.
Oh, and indeed you are, as you feel rock itself, and that mighty elemental form of the earth crashing down. It comes crashing down right on the upper trapezius, right on the spinal column. The hands are enormous. You feel it in the mid-thoracic region of the spine. The hand slam on you, driving you face first onto the sand itself. And it's a very potent and powerful slam from this creature. And it's going to be 10 points of damage. Constantly slams you face against the sand. You feel the grit in your mouth of the sand itself. It stands up, looking down, and as you look up, you see it beginning to point its sword to your neck. It's clearly going to try to decapitate you to end your heroism here and now in the desert of Anarok.
It's gonna use this weapon, so I'm gonna try again.
It's never released this weapon. You're not sure if it can or not, but it's just been hitting you with the weapon still in his hand.
Okay, well, it's big enough to where is it are its knees bent, so like in a attack, like
ever so slightly, yes. It seems to have the full range of motion as a human, but it seems to be stiffer.
Okay, well, I have
agile as a human would be want to be.
As you know, this man does have many ranks in jump, if you will. So I'm going to try to jump on one of its legs and then use my weight and like clothesline its head, was its top head, like splash it off of its own leg, like splash it across the top to knock it down.
That roll.
So I'll attack roll, if you will.
21. Remember to add all your bonuses from your natural base attack bonus, from your strength bonus, from your, I think you have a specialization or
I do.
A weapon focus, I should say, in strikes.
There we go. And there we go. I did 26. So let's do it.
26 is definitely going to do it.
No,
go ahead and roll your damage on him. I believe your unarmed damage is a D6.
Yep, it is. 25. I got a 25, so he was splashed.
Oh, yeah. But what kind of damage are you doing here?
Oh, okay. D6 damage, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Add in all your strength.
So modifier with my strength will be boom.
And, from using your jump and attack, I'm going to give you 3 extra points of damage as if you were attacking with 2 hands.
Oh, correct.
That as well. So add in those 3 extra points.
Okay.
You utilize his own body against him.
So that's and then up this one, and then roll this damage for this man, if you will. Oh, 15 points of damage, Tony.
Oh my!
I got a 6 on a D6.
All right, you leap up. Well, go ahead. You describe it. Go ahead and describe what's happening. I'll cut you off at the end and add the extra point. Go ahead.
Just recovering from the golem sledge, he falls to a knee. His back, and then he looks up, and he's towering above, getting ready to come crashing down upon his neck. He uses his jumping ability, springing from that crouched position onto the thing's bent knee, and then colliding across of it with a stone meets flesh and hits. The man is flexing all his muscles, and his muscles glinting in the sunlight as he smashes across the stone beast and sends it toppling to the ground, probably loosing its bastard sword in the chaos of his attack.
You see the bastard sword still well into his hand as the creature rocks and rocks. And it staggers to the ground, taking a bump, the head going up, and for just a split moment, there's a slight hint of chaotic confusion in its eyes. What to do against such unorthodox tactics? And then the creature begins to push itself up. As it does.
Wow.
Okay, well, it's going to miss you, but it goes for the goozle just left-handedly, big shield on its arm. Tries to just grab you around the throat, at which point, you being very intelligent, you're able to duck your way out of the way, not sort of extended halfway over you like this, sword coming up, ready to slash down. The shield's here, and you're up under the shield, right inside. What do you want to do?
I want to give him a rock bottom, Tony, because that's what he would do. He would go for a loser one. So,
Suplex, a rock bottom, a bookend, call it what you will. It has always been effective.
so I got to roll to hit this man, if you will.
Absolutely, but you have a bonus. He does not have his shield bonus to aid him at the moment.
Okay. Let's see. Let's roll one of these. See what happens, Tony, if you will. Oh, 32, Tony. 32.
All right, you hook him. You hook him. Give me a strength roll. This is not quite a suplex, but still, we'll have to see if this could even happen. This thing is of tremendous weight, though your strength is prestigious.
So, all right, just a strength modifier, not my grappling bonus, correct?
No, add your grappling bonus as well.
Whoa. Well, then.
I always encourage that.
This man is in trouble, then. I'll tell you that, Tony.
Well, let's see what kind of trouble he's in.
18.
All right. You're able to lift him, but it's not just enormous lift. So I'll let you describe it, but you barely get him up, but you are able to bring him to the ground. So go ahead and describe
that. Well, it's one-armed, so he struggles and barely gets it off the ground. And he sees that it's off the ground. And he looks and he sees that he's displaced the beast's feet, and he sees the sword in his hand, the danger being prevalent in his eyes. He doesn't want to get hit by that huge bastard sword. And he's going to send it crashing to the ground. And as he does, he's going to, of course, as is wont to do, to talk trash because he lifted this big stone golem with one arm. Is Valorian is the strongest.
Roll your damage.
As I will. As to do. D6 plus the bonuses we have going on here. And here, that's my strength modifier. Oh, that's what it is. And let me take the D20 out of there. And there we go. 14, Tony.
Okay. All right. So as you slam it down, it just arms out wide. And you can't tell. You may have just defeated the beast. You hear some murmuring conversation behind you from Maelstrom as he is highly invested in the action occurring. And the beast lays there as you kind of stumble back and stand up. Just as you think you have won, the beast sits up, sword pointed at you. And let's see what it could do here. Let's have a look. Okay, that's going to be a what did you say? Your armor class is 26, right?
Correct.
It just missed you at a 24. It swings forward. The blade cutting against your leather armor, leaving a gouge across the front of it. As without that, he clearly would have gutted you for some horrid amounts of damage as you leap back.
All right, what I'm going to do is this man's going to get a missile drop kick to the dome piece, if you will, Tony. Got to be unorthodox about it. I mean, this thing is not expecting a missile drop kick. I don't think it's ever been missile drop kick to its dome piece before.
Of course not. It's just created.
So, oh, I hit a 30, Tony. AC 30.
Oh, well, that's definitely going to do the job. Will he do the job? Who can know? Let's see the damage. That's that. I mean, I see two fistises the same as two fistises. So that's got to be an extra 50% strength damage.
All right.
So I have to rule that in your favor.
All right, here we go. What kind of damage is this man going to do here, Tony? 16 points of damage from my drop. He got another 6, Tony. He got another 6.
How many points of damage is it?
16. Oh, my God. Whopping missile drop kick.
That's definitely prestigious. All right. So you slam hard your feet into it. Oh, man. You feel you almost break the bottoms of your feet and your boots. You just double kick stone as hard as you could. Definitely not the wisest tactic of all time.
When you have a certain wisdom, that's what happens.
But you smash him back onto his back, but you're right there right there beside him. In fact, almost on top of him, trying to roll and trying to get up. And let's just see what happens right here. And as you're standing, it stands. And now both of you are like coming to your feet. It slices. You duck nimbly under as you feel the blade against the back of your hair. You feel the wind displaced by this swing here in the dry desert climate. And so you're kind of under him. He's got the shield. It looks like he's what's about to bash you in the face with the shield. So, you do what you need to do now.
I'm gonna try and pick him up and send him to the heavens, Tony. He's gonna get press slammed.
Oh let's see if that can occur. That's definitely going to be very, very difficult.
I'm gonna try and do it though. It doesn't matter.
We can always try. We can always try. First roll to hit him.
Okay. This is always a difficult move to pull off, but
well
worth it with the crowd, Tony.
Absolutely. I mean, all you're going to need is a 9 on your attack roll, an AC 9.
Okay, I got 23.
Oh, that's going to be more than enough. But why don't you go ahead and make me a strength roll? This man is beyond your capacity to lift.
Okay.
But Valorian has the heart of a lion, the heart of the lion, perhaps, and is the protagonist, or at least portrayed by one. So let's see what that man can do.
My strength roll was 29, if you will.
And it begins to go up into heaven. Whoa, you hear from behind you. Now, this is no perhaps gentle warrior press, but you get him up and about here, and the beast is thrashing. It's confused. It's not used to being unleashed. It's such unbelievable chaos. As you get it up here, you feel he's about to drop. What are you going to do? He's up here. He's about to drop. The arms, your arms are quivering beneath him. You feel the muscles in your back ripping. You will sustain 7 points of damage as your back begins to rip. Tremendous feeling of cold rushing through your back as muscles are ripped apart. And the lifting of well over 1,000 pounds.
I just look at it. I told you I'm the strongest, and step out from underneath it. Like roll backwards.
It collapses onto the ground itself. We're gonna give that automatic maximum damage. But as it hits the ground, you see it, spiderweb cracks begin to go down the chest in both areas, but the beast itself is not concluded with you.
Oh.
Starts pushing itself up. You see more spiderweb cracks run through the chest. You can see more of that particular white ore that's in there come out like underneath the red rocky formation of the
course. This man just ripped his back. He's on a knee, sweat pouring from his brow.
And I'm going to give you a penalty of -2 to your armor class for the remainder of combat for this damage. But it's like ice running through your back at the multitude of muscles as you exerted yourself beyond the capacity of any normal man. But the beast itself swings like this, and as it swings, its arm just begins to spiderweb full of cracks, as if it itself was made of glass, but it is made of rock, and the rock itself cannot take the damage being dealt by flesh and bone. And it swings, and it would have hit you clearly, but its wrist becomes weak, and it drops the blade unintentionally to a lower angle, allowing you to kind of stagger your way back, spit falling from your mouth.
All right, I'm going to take one of the healing acorns that he gave me to like minimize the damage to my back, because of course Valorian has done this before to his back, and he knows that the healing magic, as much as he doesn't know, he knows that the healing magic will make this pain subside, at least temporarily. So
absolutely.
Is that a free action? Do I get another action after that? So
no, that's not a free action. That's definitely going to use the action, I do believe.
Very well. Very well.
I don't think you have pound potions.
I do not.
As you begin to chew it, the acorny goodness rushing through your body, you feel that damaged portion, that part that was like icy electricity rushing up and down your spine. You feel those muscles begin to reweave and reknit themselves. You feel the sweat upon your brow and the exhaustion. You are utterly exhausted. You feel the exhaustion begin to alleviate itself as the lactic acid in your muscles is washed away in the potency of the healing prowess of who did you get these from? Jarthlin, or did you get these from Maelstrom?
I got 2 from Jarthlin and 2 from Maelstrom, so I'll say I'll use one of Maelstrom's ones.
All right, as one sort of cold is replaced by another, the almost as if a very cold massage rubbing into your muscles from Aurel as she blesses you and rewards you for the sacrifice of the frilled beast that you have slain in the past, as we flash back to a huge hole in the ice and a loathsome, hideous frilled beast tossed in there, ending that life of that follower of Cyric as he's plunged down to the bottom of the world with thousands of layers of ice upon the top of him to be consumed sacrificially by Aurel. And you feel that coolness wash through you as if you've just drunk imagine for yourself and the viewers at home, this almost like a Slurpee, on an incredibly hot day, and you feel rehydrated, reinvigorated. Your heart that felt like it was about to explode in your chest begins to resume a normal pulse as you feel the potency surging through your body. But at that time you do that, the beast is upon you again. Oh no! Oh no! I know you can see that at home. A natural one. All right, so I'm going to give you a free action with bonuses. As you are powering up, the beast is coming down with the sword. More spiderweb cracks running through his form. What would you like to do at this occasion?
I would like to catch his arm with the sword in it. Like, no.
Right.
And they so I'm gonna try and like a almost
roll. This thing is dangerously strong. You don't have any disarm feats, I don't believe either.
I do not, but it's
go ahead and give me a roll at -4. And nothing else unfortunate is about to happen for you as well. But go ahead and make your roll.
18.
All right. Well, an 18 is most certainly not going to do it. And let's see what happens here. As he will use attack of opportunity against you.
Oh, wow.
Oh! Unfortunate for you.
That's correct.
As you try to grab it, the massive blade comes down. And this creature has been clumsy and has been slow. But unfortunately, neither one of these were the case at the moment. As you basically jump in the way of the sword that was coming down, you tried to grab it with both hands. But unfortunately for you, okay, well, that could have been worse for you. That is going to be 21 points of damage.
Good Lord, Tony.
Right, the damage is tremendous. The rock sharper than steel as it just slices through flesh, blood spattering out Spartacus style, bathing the sand in spatter as you are shot back to the ground, its blade slowly coming to point down at your neck. You have only a moment to respond. What will you do?
I'm going to try and tumble out of the way with my torn up chest. So.
All right, you're going to try to tumble out of the way. Unfortunately for you, it is its move.
All right. Yes.
It goes first in a round. New round. Oh, God, now it's getting at you. You are going to sustain another 24 points of damage.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, it rocked me.
Sword slashes down into you. You see more spiderweb cracks fill the stone colossus above you. It is now you're trying to roll back out of the way, and I will say you can get to your feet without incurring any additional penalty. But what else would you like to do?
Well, I see it cracking and everything.
It's very bad off, but then again, clearly you are as well covered. As you look up into his eyes, they're like glass, like almost like glass in it. It's rock, but it's something else, some kind of yellowy eyes behind those, but there's a reflective surface, and you see your face, and buckets of crimson are pouring down your face, are pouring into your hair. Your face is a crimson mask, and more vitae, if you will, continues to pour out of the massive wounds in your forehead, down your lips, down your leather jerkin.
I'm in a rage. I got the blood coming. And then, as I rage.
+4 to strength.
That's correct, Tony.
Now all of a sudden, the tables are a bit turned. All right, so go ahead. Yeah, please. In the rage of a true barbarian.
As I'm feeling my rage, I see it, and I see it's all cracked. So the first thing that comes to Valorian's mind is shatter it with your own body, because you must. You must prove that you are stronger than this thing. So
what will you do?
He's going to hit it with a spear, Tony. Like, I mean, it's normally not a good move, like especially not Bill Goldberg employs it. But we'll call it a gore. I'll do a rhino gore.
Rhino gore, definitely a move that is far more damaging.
Correct. We'll do a gore. So my modifier is down by -4 according to what I see on my paper. So let me take this roll. Well, that actually evens out because of my strength bonus now.
What are you down by -4?
From the wow, actually I healed my back, so I'm good now.
Yeah, you're at a +2 bonus.
Okay.
So whatever you normally have, base attack bonus, you have a bonus to a +1 to all sorts of physical maneuvers.
All right, here we go.
Bonus from your base attack, and you have a bonus as well from your strength.
31, Tony. I rolled up 31.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, with that strength, as you crash through him, sending the beast to the ground. Give me some damage.
Let's do this. Okay. And the damage is, and minus this, one of these. Oh my God, 20 points of damage, Tony. 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage?
20 points of damage from my
that's gonna be exactly what you needed. It had only a 15 plus DR5. So go ahead and describe what happens. You have defeated the beast. But you yourself, I mean, I can only say that you will sustain only 1 point of damage. You will sustain 1 additional point for slamming your shoulder as hard as you could into stone.
Correct.
But please describe what happens as you are victorious.
He tumbled backwards and looked, saw the beast was cracking, and then the rage filled his eyes as he saw his own blood pouring from his body, and the heat of the desert beating down upon him, almost negating the feeling of the healing from Aurel's frost magic. He surprisingly nimbly for such a large man, pounces almost cat-like at the beast, and as his shoulder hits the creature, he cascades through it, splitting it in half, and shards of rock go flying everywhere as he tumbles to the ground, exhausted and covered in his own blood beneath the hot sun in the Anarok Desert.
Okay. The beast lies crushed as you hit it, driving a very animated spark of divinity within the stone colossus. You see, you feel as you're laying there a huge shadow loom over you. But by the smell of it, it is clearly the continuously drunken Maelstrom, the centaur druid of Aurel. And see the beast lay before you. The spider webs thicken to dark lines as they move through the creature, and eventually crush to naught but stone. Shh. Well, that didn't seem to work very well, Helm. Greeted again by the settling colors of green and blue, of purple, of a void-like black starriness in its aspect. They are gaseous and contained ever so slightly in a pool that is radiant in their colors. Dark forms stand behind, watching, waiting, judging, and Talus's eyes fall upon Helm.
Impossible! Impossible, I tell you! This being did not fight in a correct manner. He did not use any warrior tactics. Did you see those tactics?
Yes, I did. Honestly, I'd only seen Valorian's tactics in passing and heard the tales of drunken men in taverns from Baldur's Gate to Waterdeep. But what I see is even your own power helm was not the strongest. Your power may have bruised, battered, bloodied a man, may have broken his bones body, but he brought your beast high into the heavens, sent it crashing to the ground, and I, for one, was impressed by his unorthodox stylings. Perhaps you need a fighting lesson or two.
What are you trying to say? I conjured a beast that to test his strength, and that he did not use weapons. It is
he used his strength. Talos in a mocking gesture, raising his arms.
I've never seen such a thing.
Well, I believe certainly an individual of keeping our eyes upon the way that he dealt with your orderly machination as, well, quite frankly, delightful to me.
Of course it is.
Back in the desert, we see Valorian on his knees, covered in blood, with cuts and wounds, with broken bits of stone just driven right into his flesh. He lays on top of almost an altar of stone, a broken altar to Helm, Maelstrom behind you. Your body utterly exhausted again from the tremendous strain that you have had to put upon it. The damage you can feel, you clearly have a broken clavicle from where you slammed your shoulder directly into a stone statue.
I can't believe we're going to make it, Maelstrom. I don't think I'll be able to carry on. Keep going without me to Waterdeep. The sun and the desert and this thing proved too much for me.
Well, we weren't going to Waterdeep, right? That's like the other direction.
Oh, wherever we're going.
Hold on. I don't really think I need to leave you here. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't like doing this at all, but
and you feel yourself being picked up. The tear into your arm. Some of the rocks inside you being driven in ever so slightly more as you're picked up and slung over the centaur's horse-like body. And just then, a cool chill runs through the desert as you look up. From nowhere, dark clouds loom ominously.
Does it usually rain in the desert?
Well, I don't know if you understood. I kept telling you I'm a what you call an Arctic druid. They tell you about snow and like where to throw your wine bottles in the woods. I don't know very much about deserts. So I don't know, but I think it doesn't rain very much. But you'd have to talk to like maybe a desert druid if they have those. I'm not sure.
All of you do the same thing. The animals and play with plants.
He turns and he has that look like maybe he's about to turn on you now.
I mean,
and just then, as you see that gleam in his eyes, a drop of rain hits your face, and another, and then another, and another, and another, and another, and another, and another, and then boom! Thunder rolls through the dry desert as the skies open. The thunder plays across the sky. Lightning strikes again and again and again against the ground. You don't have any sort of
appraise abilities, do you?
Appraise. Let's see. No, I do not. I can't.
That's unfortunate. As the two of you leave the body of the stone colossus behind.
Oh, but there is one thing I wanted to do with it.
Please.
As is my want to do for creatures that I've defeated, I will. Is its face and or glassy eyes still attack the one that made me rage in the first place? Is that all intact?
Its face is intact enough, but the eyes now seem like normal rock, a divine spark, long since having receded.
Okay, I'm gonna get off a maelstrom and carry myself over to its cracked.
The down you seems to have faded from Maelstrom.
And I'm gonna kneel down and let the rain wash over me. It feels good in the desert, of course.
Feel all the crushed dirt and sand and everything that had caked onto your own bloody face. The rain, and it does burn because you do have some wound marks still on your face. After you had healed yourself, it just washes over you, just alleviating a lot of pain, a lot of the grit that's in your eyes and up your nose and in your mouth. Just think about that sand and broken bits of rock in your mouth, along with a coppery taste of blood. The battle still ringing in your ears as the rain washes down.
I'm gonna lift up the face of the thing and hold it up to the heavens. Valorian is the strongest in the rain as it pours down on us. Just
back to that misty room as Talos' eyes held, tipped at his face, and laughter heartily in his belly, soon to erupt as his lightning and thunder has erupted over the Anarok desert. As Helm is forced to watch in trophy, in anti-sacrifice, in damnable profanity, the head of his self-made champion raised high in the desert that was to be Valoria's demise.
There's only one test. He has not passed all the tests yet, Talos. And you send him rain?
Yeah. I send him a gift of appreciation for what he has done. You send him scorn, but I kind of like what he did. I kind of liked how he took your man and gave it the beating that you had never seen, a beating you'd never conceived, a beating perhaps you yourself deserve. Valorian says he's the strongest. With the back of only a human, he lifted that thing into the heavens. What happens when he learns of other ways? And I get your plate mail.
You and your love for this human, I think that this is just one test. So you should know that there will be more tests for this human.
I look forward to seeing that, each and every one. And will you fall on your face? And the camera zooms into the face being held up again.
Enjoy your victory today, Talos.
By a man.
Enjoy your victory today. But on another day, the victory shall go to me.
Or shall it go to him? And I stir my finger in the mist, and it brings it to even closer up of everything, just right on with the rain pouring down and the flashes of lightning. The face held high, cracks all over, it runs between the cracks. It's held in the air. And we pan to the eyes of hell.
He just Torm just seethes with his discontent at not winning the wager. So
as the scene fades to black, it is many days later. The Anarok desert in the background. It is now flat, gray, brown mud
It has not rained here in a long time. To the south, a long spine of mountains, easily seen. And before you, way off in the distance, to the north, a huge forest. But between the forest and the mountains, way out there, with your keen vision, you believe perhaps there's a building there, and it's a long ways off.
Do you see that maelstrom?
Yeah, I see that. I think that's where we've been going. I mean, you said you wanted to get to a tavern. We had to go a lot of days, but I mean, I've still been getting drunk.
Yes, we could use a nail after that experience in the desert. Maybe a whole keg of ale.
Yeah, I could definitely go for a keg of ale.
Yes. So here's what we must do. This is what I learned before. So I said, I take out the rod of rulership, and I make the gesture I need to make me baller, because I remember it decked me out in all baller.
Describe the audience at home how you gain your ballerdom.
Okay. As I grasp the rod, I remember the button to push for the magic to happen from this rod, and he pushes it and holds it out, and of course the magic weaves up his hand, and the formerly leather braces become jeweled, and up his muscular arms there's nothing, and it comes to the midriff of his shoulder, and a finely crafted looking shirt with maybe some mail awnings and different types of opulence and necklaces, perhaps a necklace or two around his neck made of silver, and all of his clothes change hue into a much more royal looking finery, as the shirt becomes the torn leather armor all of a sudden becomes more cloth looking, and definitely more fine than leather armor would be upon this man. It becomes like a shirt of maybe a crimson hue with made of silk perhaps, and it comes down and hits his belt and becomes a huge belt of finely fashioned masterwork leather with a silver buckle, and a tabard hangs down from it, probably a black color of the tabard, and as the pants he's wearing normally stitched and mishmashed leather, they become also more fine and of some fine water deepened cloth, and of a darker red than the shirt, and it comes down to his boots, and they become opulent masterwork high riding boots upon his feet, if you will.
And you do see it. You do find this awesome aspect to you, Valorian, the barbarian from Molluscan roots.
Oh, there's one thing I left out though, Tony. And the crown is upon that man's dome piece. The crown with the center jewel missing, but in the opulence of the staff, the jewel is present, because he does know what it looks like when it's all together. He did see that, so in his mind, that's part of the opulence.
Very well.
So.
As you make your way down a long, dusty road, you come to a certain tavern.
Oh no!
A certain tavern has been come to. You see, it's 3 stories of brick and wood, a thatched roof, a big brick chimney, and smoke rising into the heavens. It's out here in the middle of nowhere. There's a big hitching post for all kinds of horses and other sorts of animals. A big watering trough in front of it. A big thoroughfare. And there's some other small auxiliary buildings before and around it, seeming to perhaps provide for all the wants of a man. You see a large livery behind this building, barn size. You see a few small houses in the distance for the farming of vegetables, for the raising of animals, and a few other little places near here, buildings of much smaller appearance and a far less prestigious aspect. And I don't believe Valori can read it all, but there is a sign.
You cannot read it all.
There is a sign there. You understand? And it's a big piece of wood hanging on two rusting iron hinges, flapping ever so slightly in the breeze, creaking. And as the two of you get close, it has like the old like Western style doors, the double doors. Boom! And they explode open. Flying out of there, a dwarf with a large beard, and he comes out like a slow motion, and that side of that nugget smacks hard against a thoroughfare. Alcohol spewing from his mouth and coming down his body as he still holds his cup with the true avarice only a dwarf could possess. As the cup pours into a large pool on the thoroughfare, he lays there, his body badly damaged by whomever threw him out of that particular location.
Okay, I'm gonna look right at Maelstrom. I think we found the right tavern.
Yeah, this is it. I've been here before. Don't worry. It's going to get wild.
Mm.
As you walk into the tavern, you can see it is well lit. Lanterns hanging all around the from the rafters. So imagine, it's inside that first floor like a large square, if you will. And there's lanterns hanging all against the walls on every side with an enormous lantern in the middle. And there's also on the left side when you walk in a huge hearth, and with a big lip that hangs over an iron hearth with copper pots upon it. And there are many fine smells emanating from these pots. There's baking breads, there's stews, and you can smell wines and meads and grogs and perhaps even Valorian ale here as tankards are smashed together. There's men, big strapping men of many descriptions that would fit a certain sort of style, if you understand. Mid-Atlantic, you understand what I'm talking about. Big men's is in here, and they are certainly of that mercenary cast. These are strong men with powerful jaws, with scars. You see men with scars all about their heads. You see men that have that cutthroat look of an alley sneak, of a pirate, even of a brigand, of a thug. Men who have murder in their eyes, men who have paid the price time after time and have come back clubbering just the same. Many men's faces that you will well soon come to know, as each and every one will get their just due of camera time at the moment. But they are huddled around. There are many men at 265 pounds, at 275 pounds, some men up to that 325 mark, and perhaps even higher. And as you look around, seeing a true warrior's creed, a true warrior's breed in here, and the good smells assault you, and you see a bartender with some curly blonde hair, baby, and an ample gouillet, and a large midsection, and a hiney that's a little bit larger than the athlete of the day. With blue eyes, they greet you and a big smile, a man scarred from head to toe. A man clearly a very potent warrior at one time and at this time. Sitting behind the tavern, just speaking and just carousing with men. This is a place for men. And there is some women in here, and they're all extraordinarily attractive. What will you do as you enter into this, the Dusty Roads Tavern?
Looks like we should order some. We should order some ale.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to.
And the centaur just walks in here, and no one seems to bat an eye at that. And you see a few look at him, and you see nods exchanged, as if this same centaur has been to this tavern on numerous occasions before, upon its quests for whatever horrors and pillaging and looting this very clearly evil character has been partaken in, as a Maelstrom walks towards the tavern, a trademark single streak of black hair coming down the middle of his face, if you will.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to the bar next to him, and I'm wondering, so is this head of this helm statue? I don't know if it's worth anything or not. So I'm gonna try and like see if I could get a small piece of maybe an eyebrow or part of the helmet off, and see if I can offer that for drinks.
You try to break it?
No, I don't want to break it per se, but like if there's a piece that's loose, I'll take that piece off.
All right, yeah. I mean, some of it you're going to have to work it a little bit, but it is spider webbed and cracked. You certainly have the strength, and you are restored to maximum health at this point. You have been receiving the healing potency of Orel, as Maelstrom feels you are worthy of it from the sacrifice of the Frill Monster that you did bury in that snow-deep deposit some time ago.
Very well. And I do work the piece off and see if I could parlay that into some funds, if you will, because I do have some gold, but I don't know.
Where do you approach?
I approach the large curly hair man. He looks like the bartender, of course.
Big, mild, rosy red, appley cheeks. You understand? This man has astounding charisma, the likes of which you've never experienced before. Well into the excess of perhaps any other charisma. As you are fascinated by the man, drawn in. What's your name, my big friend? You understand, baby?
I'm Valorian.
Good Lord, Valorian. You mean like the ale, baby? And he taps like a big keg of that fucking swill shit ale that is Valorian, and we all see, we fade back and we see the pirate, just like the most generic looking pirate of all time, with a fucking parrot and a gimmick saber that just like it even looks wrong, and like you're like just how it's set in there. You know, if you hit someone with it, it will break. He's got a big fucking frilly hat with a feather and shit, and he's just sitting there on the front. Painting, and it's on. There's like 4 fucking kegs. We get the product placement. There's like 4 huge kegs of Valorian ale, like right on the bottom shelf. And we see the pirate's face looking back each time. A pirate, you love yourself very much.
Yes, like the ale.
Good Lord, baby. What brings you? You understand, baby, down to the tavern in the right here below the border forest, if you will. Because you look like you got a dusted travels and trails, if you understand. Have you been paying the price in the Anarog Desert? Have you faced off against such kind of beasts, if you will, that would be looking to impose pain, bruise, and agony on a man?
Well, yes. He faced off against a big piece of stone that was alive.
Good Lord, baby, living stuff. I've never heard such a thing. Sit down on this tavern, young man, if you understand, and won't you tell Big Duff about what's been transpiring?
Here's a piece. Here's a piece of it. You can.
And like this man is quick, like and like a mug frothy with the smell of Valorian ale.
I already like this man.
And you see like cutting to the side of the maelstrom. They were having a conversation with a big man.
So, but this is a piece of it. Look, I show him I reach into my sack and pull out the head of Helm and show it to him. Maybe he'll know what it is. I don't ascribe to know what any lawful kind of god is. So, of course, I have no knowledge of religion either.
No, this man got no knowledge of these things. Good Lord, baby, was this was a head or something? You said this was one of those normal statue and you was very, very drunk. I thought I see things moving and other people say that they was not, if you understand.
Well, it did move. It moved. It tried to tell me I was not the strongest. But look at me. I'm the strongest.
You lead like looks you over, he nods. I can see that, baby, just looking at you. You got them upper trims, some sort. You got some big muscles, baby, if you will.
Yes, of course I do.
Yeah,
I've been doing much work to get them, so I will keep them. And soon everyone in Faerun, everyone here, they will know that Valorian is the strongest. And this will just
see eyes like all upon you here in this talk about a dungeon of potent individuals. You understand? You can see like eyes upon you, sorting you out, like looking at you, trying to. Oh no, we don't know if that's the case. Certainly, people that are that are definitely leery of your claims.
As leery as they may be, he's going to make the claims anyway, as is his wont to do.
Oh, you should.
At all times, he makes these claims.
So,
I'm gonna drink my ale, of course.
Big Dust says, "For once, you tell me if you understand about your story, there, Valorian. If that is your name, baby, and how you come to be here, and what you've done other than what you got." And it looks like you come upon a pay window, baby. What is this? And he starts looking at it. He's like looking at this white vein inside of it. Could it be what I think it is, baby?
What do you think it is?
I think this is like a vein of what you call a pay window. You understand what I'm talking about?
I've never been to a pay window.
I think that you have so many times, baby. From the look of you, I think you've been to many a pay window, if you understand, Valorian. But this, what we got right here, he's looking at it. I think we got. Let me call my partner over. If you understand, this man knows a lot about monetary possessions. If you follow me, and he said, "Hey, Daddy, come over here, baby." You see a man with a brown beard and about 6'3", a large build, but nothing to your station. A man comes over, brings out a monocle, and begins to examine. Well, Dusty, this is certainly something of value, and we could definitely cover you for quite some time on lodging as well as meals. And what does he do? And certainly at least several casks of Valorian ale for this raw ore here and this sliver of stone.
Very well then. What is it?
And he takes the rock. He says, "This is platinum."
Whatever that is. Okay. It buys ale.
You have another Valorian put in front of you, and the big man, if you understand, the big man says, now let me understand, baby. Let me just take a guess. What you want to eat tonight? I think I know. If a premonition is coming over me, you understand. I think you want a big plate of meat, if you will.
That's correct. How did you know?
I have a way with these things, baby. I have a way. Stay around, kid. We'll show you a few things. I know. A very attractive woman, after Dusty makes some snaps, very attractive woman brings over a large plate with just like 50 ounces of meat in front of you. And you had to get a little smaller because, you've been drinking and eating mostly the magic of Orel. And it was not the sumptuous feast of this place.
Yeah, well, of course. A man's going to get a buffet line when he can get a buffet line.
My man may have lost 15 pounds, but
oh, good. Well, he was
15 pounds of meat in front of you right now.
No, I'm going to eat that 15 pounds of meat, Tony, like a barbarian would, of course.
And as you are a barbarian, you are able to accomplish that with great ease. The meat is not too cooked, and is quite delicious, oozing the blood as well it should as you cut it with the knife. And that's only utensil used at all is a knife.
That's correct. I mean, absolutely. He holds the meat with his hand, if you will.
Absolutely. You see people drinking bowls of stew in here. There's no use of other cutlery or other dining implements, if you will. Yeah, and you bring it back, and it says, so why don't you tell us about them other pay windows, baby, them other adventures or stories that you may have seen on your travels room, you understand?
I did. Well, you never said your name. I said Valorian, and I don't know who you are.
Good Lord, baby, I'm Dusty. Big Dust. The Stardust, if you understand.
I'll put my hand out, of course, shake his hand briskly.
Oh, yeah, he'll shake your hand. Yeah, very, very, very charismatic. You've perhaps never met anyone this charismatic or likable before.
Well, it's good to meet you. And you run this place that you have is very, very nice. I like it. But to tell you my story is
Head appreciatively.
I didn't catch that. Go ahead.
He nods his head appreciatively.
Well, it began maybe a year ago. I don't do well with time. I awakened and I was in a room and there were these small alien-looking things, these creatures with big heads and bulbous eyes, and there were several of them, and they were poking me with things, and well, of course, I pummeled them all, and after I finished pummeling them all,
baby.
I left. I ran away. They were following me, but there was an ocean nearby, and I didn't remember anything, not even my name. And I jumped from very high up and into the water. And then I found a fishing boat with men on it, and I could not speak the way that they speak. So they asked me my name. Apparently, this is what you do here. You ask names. And I just wanted to ale. I didn't know anything of what they were saying, but I saw they had ale, and of course I wanted some ale. I just got free from monsters, so I drank the ale. They've been calling me Valorian, so that's what I'm called, because this is the type of ale I asked for. And then I went to a town and met a man named Sorva and his daughter, and then Valorian looked sad as he says, and his son. Yes, he helped me to try to remember who I am, and then there was some sort of wizard chasing me, and again I ran to the ocean and jumped in. But as I jumped, he used magic, and I was frozen in ice for I don't know how long. Then when I woke up again, I was on a beach in another place. And there were other people there. I didn't know how I got there, and we got free, and then we went to what is the name of the town? Baldur's Gate. And then in Baldur's Gate, there were several things that happened, but mostly I did the same thing I always do. I drank and fought, and then one night I was invited to a party with a woman named Ember, and there was another man there, and he tells me that Bane is the strongest. He lied, and I showed him that the lion is the strongest. And then there was many more things that happened. A lot of things happened between there and there. And then I met Maelstrom because I was going to Waterdeep. At least that's where I think I'm trying to go. I don't even remember anymore. And there you have it. If you want to know more, I can tell you more, but I don't know what you would find interesting and what you wouldn't. But I can tell you this. I have seen several things that are wrong. And one of them is that many men don't allow other men to build their strength. Is every man should build their strength. And there was a hill giant, and I let him go. But I showed him that I'm the strongest. And that's about what I remember.
Good Lord, baby, it seems like you have had some exquisite adventures about these kingdoms and principalities upon which we do be dwelling, you understand?
No, I don't understand what you're saying.
Throughout the world, baby. Throughout the world.
Okay.
Absolutely, baby. And, it seems that you've been set upon, that you've been made to pay some pain, bruise, and agony, that you've been made to pay a heavy price, that you are a man who has reached for that brass ring, baby. You understand? But you talk about Bane. You talk about Bane is the strongest, baby. Well, we got Bane. We got all the Bane that we ever needed to have, and some more besides that. We got what you call Zenokeep, Zentarum, if you understand. Them Mendices that come up from Zenokeep wearing black.
Hold on for 1 second. Got somebody at the door. Hold on.
We have just now returned. I apologize for your momentary inconvenience. You understand, baby? There was some people, live action, impromptu. Donnybrook took place. Your main man had to go on a pay window real fast. Kevin here just about to come back here for some more action, if you will. So, as we look around the tavern, there are the faces of many men looking in and listening to the conversations of Valorian, eagerly evaluating whatever his might be, saying perhaps they will be the ones to test his metal next, to see if these are truths or something less. And yeah, as you speak to the big man, you can feel many eyes upon the back of your neck. And the big man speaks about Bane. You understand, baby? The Zentirum, if you will. Maybe causing problems about the Dalelands. You in the Dalelands. You on the edge of the Dalelands. We just passed the Dalelands. And still we feel that hand of Bane. It was a hand of Bane, then it was a hand of Cyric. That was a hand of Bane again. Do you know that man who is personified of Bane? You know that man for Thou Shimbrel, if you understand.
I don't know who he is.
He is what they call the earthly voice. They say that man speaks to Bane and Bane speaks back to him. That he is the earthly voice, if you will, of Bane. Hold up there. And then it'll keep causing problems.
Well, do you know how to get to this man?
What'd you say?
You know how to get to this man?
I understand. That man is Shadowdale. The Zen will keep coming again against Shadowdale, trying to take them sumptuous farmlands that provide us with radishes and melons and potatoes and strawberries, with peanuts, with corn on the cob, if you will, with all manner of delicious foods.
Well, does anybody here in your bar worship Bane?
Not that I know of. If you worship Bane, baby, you end up on the wrong end of an elbow here in this tavern, in this sleepery.
Well, we need to find this man, Vazul Shembrel. What is his name?
Thou Shimbrel.
We need to find Umbrella and go to him, to Fizzle Umbrella. That's his name, correct? Fizzle Umbrella.
No, baby, it's for thou Shimbrel. You understand?
Well, we need to find this Fizzle Brawl, and we will take him.
Baby.
We will take him, and I will wrestle him, so he can speak to Bane as he is pummeled.
You know, I got a good friend there in Shadowdale, and I've received correspondences. It seems that they are in trouble. It seems like a man yourself, a young striper man, may become useful in such a cause if you wish to face on the likes of Fazal Shimbrel. You understand? This man, a very powerful, very, very potent individual, ride a horse with flaming hooves, flaming mane, flaming eyes, the flaming nose. Who knows what will be flaming on this horse? But they say as black as night, and it looked just like a log and left in the hearth too long.
Horses can be punched. He can be knocked off the horse.
Well, that might be, but I know a man there named Eleminster, the man from Shadowdale City. You understand what I'm talking about? And that man trying to bring up revolution there, and you might just be a man just to send down that trail, if you will.
Very well. I think that this is a good idea. Take Maelstrom with me. We'll go down to see your.
You turn, you see Maelstrom, like he's like talking like a bunch of guys holding court, and he's just like, drunk as fuck.
Yeah, that's what he stays.
Very, very large, powerful, potent-looking individuals.
I say, then we will go, and Maelstrom and I will talk to your friend Elementary. We'll talk to him.
No, baby. It's not Elementary. You know, no, it's Eleminster. Can you say Eleminster?
Elementor.
Oh, no, let me make it a little bit easier for you, baby. Can you say Boogie Woogie?
Boogie Woogie.
Boogie Woogie. Just call that man Boogie Woogie. He knows just where you come from. Right there. That man, a veteran of many affairs, of many battlefields, of many times, of many tactics. He out there trying to live a simple life as a farmer, trying to be a common man.
Well, common is my second language. My first language is Eluskin.
Good Lord, baby.
This is why some of your words sound weird to me.
Well, I don't know what to say to you, baby. Just then, you feel a very strong hand on your shoulder from behind.
My turn.
All right, let's see. Let's see if I can screen share this to you. You will see this man. You see that man? That's right. He's pointing at you. A very, very jacked up man, a well sculpted man. And unlike the man you're speaking to, he definitely does not have the prestigious interest held by you by the other. And he says, "Hey, you say that you're the strongest, that you're the best warrior around here? I take exception to that."
Well, you look strong, but I am the strongest. It's okay. You two are strong. It's good that you're strong.
All right, so he just rips off his tunic, and he starts like just dancing his chest around, showing off his tremendous physique. I'm strongest. I'm stronger than you. I'm the strongest man in this tavern, and you can't defeat me. You can't defeat me right here in this tavern, right in the center. I'll defeat you in front of everyone.
I just met Dusty. I don't want to wreck his tavern. I mean, fighting you, you're big like me. We'll tear this place apart.
Are you scared I might wreck you? And he just starts flexing his muscle in your face very, very, very aggressive and inappropriately.
Okay, well, I take the wand out.
Men begin to move back and make a large circle in the middle of a tavern that in of itself may be a squared circle.
I say, no, I'm not afraid of you. And I stand up. So I don't know how tall Lex Luger is, but I'm 6'8", and
he's 6'4". I'm
probably going around 320 right now. So
320. This man is at 285, and extremely cut up, with very clearly with a 19 constitution. So
and then I flex again.
So he starts throwing like a most muscular at you, and another crowd is abuzz with sounds, and you can hear the clinking of coin, the drama of betting being put together inside the place. Many men with very well-known faces in the crowd. Could that be that man, Duke Earl Bob, there with a mop? It is. And we see many men in the crowd, and they're just talking just about what's going on here.
So you're challenging me to wrestle you?
You can't come in here and say you're the toughest, that you're the man who can defeat anyone. I am the champion of this tavern, and you are just an outsider from the Sword Coast coming in here with all sorts of stories that I don't believe. You can't beat me, and we both know that.
Well, then prepare yourself. We're going to wrestle.
All right, so it is initiative. He's going to be on 15.
He's gonna go first.
All right.
As my bonus to initiative only gives me 12. So.
Okay. He's going to try to grapple you, and he is going to have. Did you take your armor off?
I did not. I came in with
the armor. I thought you were showing your reflection because he does not have any kind of armor on.
Well, actually, to wrestle him, we're just wrestling. I would take it off. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair. I don't want to
I'm trying to make sure everybody at home have the proper image. I mean, you could.
That's correct. But I would have my bracers on, so even my touch would be higher then.
Okay.
So just the bracers. What do you recall? Because I didn't have detect magic, so I don't know what bracers of what AC they are correctly without anything else without the leather.
Well, the leather armor wouldn't. I mean, either it's one or the other. They don't stack together. So it's probably whatever your normal armor class is. I would say.
Okay, so then I'm still the same armor class, dude. Even unshirted, I'm still the same AC.
All right.
I forgot about that. I don't have the leather armor.
Class is 26.
Yes.
Okay. As you come at him, you're coming at him. He grabs you. The hip toss.
Okay.
Or I mean that's not a very prestigious move, but you will sustain 3 damage. Okay. And as you're laying on the ground, like, is this just a wooded floor? He like, turns and double bicep poses to try to demoralize you.
All right.
And he is very strong and has good leverage.
I'm gonna roll up on him, roll up to my feet, and put him in a full Nelson, if you will, Tony. He's flexing, so a full Nelson is appropriate.
If it happens, go ahead and give me a roll.
Let's do that. With my bonuses, I gotta get how do you add bonuses to this? I got the dice thing, but how do I add bonuses to this one?
You just add in whatever you roll in the dice.
Oh, okay.
The die.
That's fine. That will happen. So I got a 9 plus my bonus to grapple. AC 24, Tony.
Well, that hits him. He's only on an 18.
So I got him.
Let's have some additional bonuses, but I mean, to not to be ridiculous. All right. So you step up right behind him as he's posing the crowd. The crowd's clinking bugs, and many men probably have bet on this man. And then from behind the full Nelson, and that might finish him there. I mean, your strength is very, very high, and he's got the arms up and he starts trying to break.
Locked in, of course.
Of course. Go ahead and make you. This is gonna be a contested grappling roll.
Okay. So another D20. Mm-hmm. All right, I just cleared it. I was gonna.
You can add your grapple, all your whole grappling bonus.
Okay.
And also add in your strength bonus.
Oh, okay. There we go. Then here we go. So I beat him 11, as you can see, Tony. With my.
You rolled a 3, isn't it?
Huh? No, this says 11 right there.
No, that's mine.
Oh no! With a 3, I got an 18.
Yeah, that's definitely not going to be enough. This man definitely has all sorts of grappling abilities as well, and he's. And you've never felt this before. You've never felt this before. As this man just starts going, pulling the arms down, and he will turn. He will turn to you, and yes, he picks you up. A potent inverted atomic drop. To use how you feel that.
So how many points for that
inverted atomic drop? It's going to be. Let's go ahead and give him his roll here. That's a normal enough maneuver. That is going to be 12 points of damage.
Whoa! Good lord!
Yes. Testicles are paying the price.
Yes, they are. So is it my move or what?
It is, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna, of course, he just alongside the bar, like move away from him because he dropped the time to drop me. I gotta sell it for that, man. Trying to like get away. So not.
You're inside a huge circle of people. As you try to get away, you feel like maybe 3 really strong men. Like,
well, I'm not. When I say get away, I'm just like moving away from him because my
sure. I mean, you might not even really realize that the entire situation is, that you feel hands pushing you back towards him. 3 big, strong men, definitely enough to to send 320 back towards the middle. So what would you like to do? As you are paying the price down below.
I'm gonna pummel that man. He's gonna get sledged. He's gonna get sledged.
Oh, rightfully so.
Not the most inventive thing, but of course, what would happen right now in a match, if you will.
Well, why not?
And so here we go. And that hits.
Well, that's definitely going to hit. I don't even need you to calculate that.
All
right.
right.
Roll the D6, man, and add your strength bonus.
Yes, sir. So that'd be 7 points of damage.
7, okay. So as you hit him, he goes staggering back, grabbing a hold of his head. He pushed against someone else slings him out, and you see the blood, a small trickle of blood beginning to pour out of his head at that moment. But as he comes back, it's going to be let's have a quick look here. Oh, okay. So he runs at you, and he tries to clothesline you, but he's ever so slightly off balance, and you were able to maneuver yourself out of the way so you can describe what happens there.
Okay, I'm a duck underneath his clothesline, as you would in a match, and wait for him to get pushed off on the other side because he ran.
So as he does, he runs, and as he's trying to get back, the men shove him off into your direction. What will happen?
I'm going to back suplex him. Because Valorian likes to back suplex. That's one thing he does like to do.
Okay.
Suplex, so.
Go ahead. Let's see how that looks.
19. I don't know if I had any other.
That's going to be enough.
Okay.
No, I mean, you don't need to roll strength. I mean, this man only at 285, definitely within your strength capacity. This man does not weigh well over 1,000 pounds.
So
describe it.
Oh, well, as he looks surprised that his clothesline misses. He stumbles backwards, and as he's stumbling backwards, he feels the hands and the most muscular man in all of Faerun's forearms around his waist, and of course his eyes as they go big as he feels himself hefted off of the floor and just like almost a perfect, almost Scott Steiner back suplex slams his head into the back of the tavern.
All right, well, this man's eyes get big as saucers. Oh! Damn, roll again. Give me that damage.
All right, let's do that. It's 1 and roll. Oh, another 7 points of damage on that man.
Another 7. Okay. Good enough. And he comes back like he's getting up, like staggering. He goes to punch you, and he connects right to the solar plexus, but the abdominals of Valorian are far too strong to allow that to actually damage a man. But he's on a knee and drills you probably as hard as he can from that position right into the solar plexus, to the bread basket. Not a bread basket of that man Dusty Rose, but a whole different kind of bread basket. And you are hit, but unfazed.
As a free action,
you're like, oh no.
I'm gonna flex on him.
Please, that's always encouraged.
As a free action, I flex on him and give him what he was giving me earlier, but even better. And then I'm gonna give him a sledge, of course, man. I mean, it's a double action. You down on a knee.
Hold up, back up. What kind of pose are you gonna put on? The fans are very interested to know that.
Oh, the kind of pose is that, of course, the warrior pose where you just the Luger pose that he does, but the way the Ultimate Warrior does it.
Most muscular.
Yes, the most muscular pose. It just show him who has the most muscles, but it's not him.
Yeah, come on, let's see what happened.
I throw the pose on him, and then the muscles are all dancing, and then sledge.
All right, make a roll.
All right, I will do that, Tony, if you will, or even if you won't.
Absolutely.
Oh, it looks like a 14.
Well, that's definitely going to do the job. But will this man do the job? Not yet. But give us some damage.
And here we go. Oh, no, Tony. That man took a good 9 points of damage from a sledge. From a double axe handle sledge. Boom.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you sledge him, and that traditional just spit goes flying out of his mouth, a big Luger from Luger. And he's going to come back at you. Let's see what happens here.
All right.
Oh, okay. So what happens, he comes right under, and he lifts you into the air for a body slam, he has you up, but you start kicking the legs. You start kicking your legs, baby. Oh, down he goes, taking a Valorian to the chest. You are now in a pitted predicament on the man. You see the big man sliding there. One, and the man rolls his shoulder.
No.
Big Dust is in a competition now.
I'm gonna. Does it cost me an action to get to my feet? And
of course not.
Okay, so I'm gonna get him up by his hair, of course, and put him in not like pulling by his hair, but just like getting him to his feet and put him in a pile driver position, if you will. Give him a pile driver in the middle of the.
God, that might finish the match right there.
I mean, it might not. So here's my roll on that pile driver. Oh my God!
Oh my God! What else can't be done? All right, describe the pile driver.
Pile driver. He gets to his feet.
Excellent form.
That man looks dazed, and Lauren just takes him, bends him down, and looks around at everyone, and then just pulls him by the trunks up into the air, and it holds him for everyone to see, and then drops to the floor unceremoniously.
All right, that man's head hits at a horrible angle. He falls, and Dusty looks at you, and you know it's time to cover that man.
Okay. But before I cover him, I mean, I lift his limp body up in the air and press him to the heavens, because I must do that.
Please feel free.
Several times I lift his limp body in the air, and then I say, "This proves it to all of you. Valorian is the strongest."
Oh! Even the man, do girl Bob, cheers. The mop.
I slam him on the ground, and then Dusty's looking at me to cover him, so I guess I do. I cover. I'm gonna give him the arrogant cover, man. I'm gonna cover him with just my foot.
With a boot?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. That man, Big Dust counts to cover himself. You see many vaunted men in there, and they look upon you, including Maelstrom, with respect in their eyes as you pile drive this man on the ground. He is very unconscious.
All right, I'm gonna pick him up, because he's not the strongest, but he was a good opponent. So I mean, I say he wasn't the strongest, but all of you should know that this man, and I'm holding him up like all over.
He's doing like spaghetti leg street, like he's starting to come to, but he's still real groggy.
Right. This man, I tap his chest. I tap his chest, of course, and he was very strong and a very good opponent. So, Dusty, I would like to buy this man a beer, buy him an ale, and I'm gonna set him in the chair and like try and help wake him up.
So he's there, like he's slowly coming to, but I mean, he just got dropped on his nugget by a man that weighed 320 pounds, and that's a slim Valorian. So he got dropped right on his nugget, and
Really?
that definitely was for real on the wood. So that's a concussion for this man at least. And you see he's got his face is bleeding, his forehead is bleeding, his blonde hair tasting the crimson mask itself.
All right, I'm gonna ask the bar wench. Do you have any water for him, cleaning his face?
And she brings you. She takes her some time. She has to get all the way to the well. There's no one in here ever asked for water before. She comes back maybe 2.5 minutes later with a small wooden mug full of water.
All right. I get it.
He's like talking, but like it doesn't make any sense what he's saying. There was a stage, and I beat anyone.
I clean him up some. You'd be like, "You're a good opponent." And
he like stops, and it's like the face off, and he's got the face of red, and he looks at you. Oh, and his eyes are wide. He's shocked.
You're a good opponent. Here's some water. I helped clean your wounds. You're very strong, but as I told you, Valorian's the strongest.
He goes, well, I heard that. He's like rubbing his head. He looks all like jacked up. I heard that you said you're going to face against the warriors of Bane.
Yes, I have no respect for Bane.
Well, you have defeated me, and no other man has ever defeated me. I am undefeated. I have been the protege of the great Dusty Rose here at the Dusty Rose Inn. tavern. I have fought many men. I have fought men from darkest choke. I have fought men from the northern hills and the glaciers. I have fought men from the dark wood. I have fought men from the desert and men from the dales. I've even fought men from Battledale. But but you are you are a powerful man indeed. And if you will have me, I will come with you on this quest alone to prove uh, payment for the injury I bespoke against you.
Of course you can come with me. You are strong. And I pull out my hand,
And then he looks at you and he looks around.
And I look around.
And he looks around some more. And then slowly the warriors' clasp is exchanged. And then everyone in the place erupts. Oh! Valorian! 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 And many people order Valorian ales, knocking them back. And the price for Valorian ales seems to increase during the night.
So, yeah, of course, Valorian's very proud. He's very happy right now. So and he drinks with that man, Lech Luger, if you will. He drinks with
And that man will drink with you and will exchange stories of all the people he is, in fact, finished with the same maneuver as you.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So we talk about it, of course. And I tell him about the hill giant, and I show him the big, of course, for the montage, it'd be the stone. If they were taking pictures of it, it'd be like a picture of Lex and Valorian and the stone head of Torm. So Torm's up there scowling down, he's like, oh, Helm up there scowling down. And he's like, look, there were selfies and stuff like that. That's what happens. But yeah, he just tells them all the stories about the hill giant and the
and as we're taking the selfies, a man still of some size, but not a particularly large size compared to these men, will just lean in into the shot. A man from Chode, if you will, with no hair at all, with some guns that should never perhaps come out. He just leans into the shot. So that man has a look in his eye like he's looking for some gold pieces.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen this man before.
How do you have in real life?
No, I didn't. I have seen him in real life. So I kind of just looked that guy over, like, well, what is it he wants?
He looks perhaps to be some sort of vagrant that's wanted in here, as far as you can tell.
Oh, well, maybe they want me to throw him out. So look him over. If he be giving me them skeevy eyeballs, I'll be giving him eyeballs back. Maybe there might be 2 matches tonight, Tony. Who knows? You
definitely see that this man is eyeing your coin purse, and he looks at you, seeing him. Hey, why don't you buy me a Valorian? He smiles.
What did you do?
I can tell you all kinds of stories of things that I've done.
What have you done?
Well, I used to go on adventure with the other owner of this tavern. Yeah, with Ted, and I would go out, and I was the greatest bodyguard that ever lived. I would I fight dragons with my bare hands. I wrestled a basilisk.
I wrestled a manticore.
A manticore. I can't believe that. That's ridiculous. No one could wrestle a manticore.
That's where these teeth came from. And I pull on my neck.
Looks at him, and he looks at you like he doesn't dig that style.
Well, I don't know why you don't believe me. These are what the manticore's teeth were. I got upon its back, and then I was choking it until it passed out.
Look, man, let me show you something. Look at these claws. And he pulls out some claws, and there's something about it that looks like suspect in your mind. These are the claws of a basilisk. I wrestled the basilisk, and I ripped his claws out. I said, hey, basilisk, I'm going to take these claws right off you. And I did it just right. It was just perfect center. You understand what I'm telling you? And he looks at you like he's a badass.
I don't know what a basilisk is there, do I? I have no idea.
No, probably not.
No, sir. What does a basilisk look like?
Enormous lizard, kind of like a dragon. And its eyes, if they look at you, it turn you to stone.
Really?
They couldn't turn me to stone because I'm the hardest man around.
Are you saying that you're the strongest?
Well, I mean, I never said that, but a lot of people have said that about me.
So you're saying you're the strongest, and so I stand up.
I got 20-inch arms. Look at these. And then he's got kind of big arms, but they're kind of non-luxurious at the same time. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous in your mind.
Look at these. And then I flex mine.
He just no-sells your shit, like straight no-sells your race. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But you need to understand who I am.
Maybe you need to understand who I am.
Well, I mean, I saw you beat this guy, but I've been training this guy when he was a little guy. You know, we like to let him think he's the champion, but they know there's nobody that can beat me. I'm the real Big V, not you.
What did you just say?
I said, I'm the real Big V. Ask any lady.
And I look aside, and then he's gonna get a chest chop. That's what's gonna happen.
All right, so there's no need to roll anything here. That man chest chop, and he flies back, landed on the ground, and he's coming up, holding the chest, crawls to his knees, and he's grabbing a hold of his chest, shock in his eyes as from the knife edge he received.
And then I'm gonna follow up. I'm gonna get up. You know, I guess we have another match. So
what do you do?
As he's on the ground rolling around, like selling the chest chop, I'm gonna like lift him from the ground, like in a choke slam position, and just pick him all the way up.
All right, so as you pick him up, all of a sudden, you release him as your legs close together. As that man right between the legs, as a coward. As you go down like that, he gets behind you and he starts raking the back, gouging into your eyes. Yeah, I'm the real Big V, not you. I warned you. And he starts hitting you with very non-prestigious forearm chits. There's quite a few of them. And then he just grabs your arm and starts biting it. He puts you like in a full arm drag and twist and just start biting the arm. Yeah, you tell him tell all of them that you submit to me. And slowly, you begin to the pain in your stomach begins to subside from this horrible low blow, like a true coward.
Okay. Well, the low blow and then the biting, you're just gonna make me rage on him. So that's what I do. I didn't rage today. So I see him biting, and then like, usually the catalyst for Valorian is seeing his own blood, but this man, he's clearly done enough to get raised upon. So I'm gonna start shaking.
So he like twisted in deeper and looks at the crowd. Yeah, I got him.
And I'm gonna just stand up through it.
And like, he's got it, but you like start raising your arm up and further. He's like, and then he thinks this will be enough, but he was mistaken. He starts sledging you like in the back of the neck, like about 8 times. Boom, 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 boom.
No, look at him.
All right, he grabs you by the back of the head and just clenches his fist like this is going to knock you out, and just as hard as he can, right on the jaw. And then he looks in horror at how little it has done.
I shake my head at him. He starts to beg off, and I look around. I'm looking at the crowd, so I don't know what the crowd is saying.
The crowd, they're screaming all kinds of obscenities, horrible things. These men want to see blood. They want to see pain. They want to see torture. They want to see suffering. They want to see this man pay the price.
I'm gonna give him so he gets a boot to the gut first. He's gonna get.
All right, so not only does he fall back, he does that triple stagger, fall back, grab into his belly, doubled over.
And then I'm gonna take him up and give him a forearm and keep his head.
Boom! And his head rocks back, teeth flying from his mouth.
And now I'm gonna look around as I give him another forearm.
He falls back again, his lip busted, blood pouring from his mouth now. His eye is clearly in La La Land.
And then I'm going to sling him into like a bar stool, and then jump on the bar stool and look around as I jump up on the top of the bar stool that he's sitting in. Like he's
all right. All right, so you're mounted him. What will you do?
I'm gonna give him light tens. Like I'm gonna let the crowd count it out for me.
1, 2, 3.
Is he already knocked out to 3?
No, they stopped counting at 3. They all we were like, and you hear like 1, like way in the background. 4, 5.
All right. So after that happens, I'm gonna pull him out of there and then slap the choke slam on him.
All right. So his hands are wildly shaking. No. You can get give up right now. You can give up right now. You don't need to do this. You can declare me the real big me. No, and his legs are kicking, thrashing wildly as you elevate him into the rafters themselves.
And then I'm just gonna look around and see what does. Everybody want to see this man chokeslam?
You can tell the look of these men, that bloodthirstiness. They would love nothing more than to chokeslam that man themselves.
But then I'm gonna actually get the table.
Oh no! And that man Lex Luger will pull the table out. This is no kind of gimmick or sawed up table. This is a table with a huge post right in the middle of it, and there were other men using that table, but it's now for your use.
I said, "I'm the real Big V."
And the table collapses, shatters, knives flying off of it. Bowls being turned over, ale being spilled, perhaps the only tragedy of the situation. The man crashes, breaking the table, and then the whole side just rolls and falls that way and lands on top of him, a bowl of stew on his face. He's laying on the ground, completely unconscious. And two other men grab him by the sides, 3 step forward, and a big toss as his face covered in mutton stew. He's launched high into the altitude of the stratosphere to come crashing down face first in horse feces on the main thoroughfare.
That is unfortunate for him. Now,
and just with that, all of a sudden, the bar brawl begins. Men waffling you with chairs, hitting each other. You see Maelstrom hit a fucking big horse kick right on someone's head, knocking them down. That man devastates another man. You see that man Duke Earl Bob slinking in the corner. People try to get some free booze from behind the counter and somehow run right into an elbow.
Oh my God!
One, then another. They're deposited into the land of sleep behind the bar itself. That man Big Nuss takes a bottle of alcohol, just whacks the man in the back of the head with it, and that man collapses as well. And it is chaos.
Donnybrook in there.
The likes of perhaps Mike Rotunda, perhaps Brad Armstrong, perhaps even Buddy Landell of the industry, or Tracy Smothers. All these sorts of men can be seen engaging in antics and tactics, as well as some half-elven individuals and a few more dwarves to pay the price. So
Right.
it's like from the scene, like you're drawing back just to nail another guy. As it comes to the next day and light of dawn, everyone just sort of collapsed. And just in the common room, people recovering from concussions, people recovering from massive hangovers, it's the remnants of a battle royal of pain, bruise, and agony. But there doesn't seem to be any hard feelings. This seems to be a typical night at the Dusty Rose Tavern and Inn, located just beneath the border forest.
Well, when I wake up, I'm gonna of course have some breakfast and of course water. Things that Florian would actually have the next day, and of course I'm gonna go have a big breakfast. He did a lot of brawling yesterday.
Absolutely.
He's gonna have a dusty sized breakfast. In fact, he even asked for a dusty sized breakfast, Tony.
You just brought it to you. It is far more than you are capable of eating.
Well,
This perhaps could feed everyone in the tavern.
I actually beg off. I beg off.
It is a pile of breads, huge plates of pasta. It is 3 roast chickens, a roast Cornish game hen, 2 ducks, a swan. It's a whole pig. It's half a cow. You can see that man. You might be able to beat this man, but you can't beat his.
Well, I'm gonna eat all the meat in the breakfast. But Lauren doesn't eat any.
It is an enormous amount of meat, and your stomach feels very, very heavy well before the food is dispatched. There are puddings and pastries and cakes and cores. There are potatoes and radishes. There are full melons. There. It looks like a damn field has been ripped out the ground and put in front of you.
Well, I can't eat all that, so I try to share some with Lex and then Maelstrom, of course.
Oh yeah, and I mean, even with the 3 of you, like I said, this could feed the entire tavern several times over.
Oh, good Lord, Tony. So, all right, well, then we eat, and as we're eating, I'm gonna tell them.
They call that an intercontinental buffet in the morning. Dusty Rose.
So at that time, I'm gonna say, we should make our way towards Zentil Keep. Maybe today. Maybe today we should start.
I don't care about that. I'm just gonna hang out here for a while. But yeah, you take this guy here with you. So you enjoy that. Reunited with some old friends. We get drunk. Probably cause some problems. Maybe get thrown in jail. I don't know. Just, a typical good time.
You don't want to go?
I'll see you. I'll see you later, Valorian. Really, I just wanted to come here. See Kev and just enjoy the tavern a little bit. Yeah, I mean that's all right for me.
All right, then yeah.
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay.
You can see the slothful, complete lack of concern. He's all inebriated, even at this time in the morning.
Well, then, of course, I'm gonna make my announcement. Then we are going to Zentil Keep, Shadowdale, to fight the Fizzle Umbrella. We're going there to fight him. Does anyone wish to come with us?
I will. A man responding to your grotesque charisma. It is that man, Brad Armstrong. What value will he be? Who can know? He comes up to you. He's much smaller than you, perhaps 5'10", yes. Perhaps build at 220, but perhaps not close to 220. The man does have a mullet though, so that may help him in some fashion.
And the neck protection
moves over to you. Absolutely, that's a bonus to back attacks, a +1.
Very well, you can come. You don't look very strong though.
I'm fast.
Okay, I guess it works. I think.
He smiles and he seems happy as he kind of moves. His mullet bounces slightly.
Just don't get yourself killed.
I won't. I've been working here on my brawling tactics. I've learned a bunch of moves that will help me on the road in a real fight.
Well, that's good. Valon looks kind of worried. We'll go over to Dusty and be like, "Hey, Dusty.
What's good, baby? What's going on?
This man over here says you've been training him. He looks kind of small."
Yeah, that's man. That man's a real up and coming. You understand? He's young in the industry of brawling, if you will, per se. But that man has got heart. That's a thing. That's a characteristic you cannot teach a man. You understand what I'm saying? He may not be the strongest. He may not be the biggest. He may not have the best hairstyle. But that man has got a work tenacity in him, in his repetendum. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I understand that. Repetendum.
Yeah. That's right, baby.
So we can. Do you think he will be safe to take to Shadowdale?
I don't think it's going to be safe for anybody in Shadowdale, you understand? But I mean, you got to get up with my man, Elementor. You see, that man leading goings on. They need men. They need manpower. That's the communication that I receive.
Maybe you should come with us.
Baby, I got a lot to do right here. I'm in my retirement stage. You know what I'm saying? When I was a younger man, I fought that man for Salvation, bro, many times in the wars that have transpired. You understand? The cage in Tilverton. You understand? The war that has overtaken this land. You know, once upon a time, I was a young man. I was felt. I was in the shape of a brawling lifetime. I was an adventurer without peer. You understand? And I would take that man in Tilverton. I would take that man in Hillsfar. I would be the master in Mole Master. You feel me? We would be in the far mountains. And that man will be catching elbow drops, and such. But you got to understand that man is well trained by Bane. I taught that man some very vicious maneuvers and some very vicious holds that he will try to put on you. That man will wear your leg out. Will snap a leg like none other.
Well, maybe I need to train with you. If you fought him before, maybe you can teach me some things.
Oh, I absolutely can, baby. That's what I was waiting for, if you will. Get over here, Valorian. And you know, we get to play the music as the montage opens up as Valorian. And one time at 3:20. First, baby, what you gotta do? We gotta get you on a regiment. That shows like you're trying to drink like eggs, knocking that shit out of your hand. You're forcing you to eat sausage after sausage.
Oh.
As we see Valori begin to develop a Gouye of his own, you gotta have the weight to keep a man down. How's that old man gonna kick out? If I get on you, I'm not gonna get off you, baby. You ain't gonna get me off. I ain't like no statue of stone, baby. And he begins to teach you antics and tactics. That man takes you down and begins to work your leg viciously, attacking the cartilage, attacking the ligaments, building up the pain, the bruise, agony. And every night, as we see you go to bed, the leg is swollen, it's black and blue. That man has been chop blocking you. That man's been picking you up and dropping your knee on his knee. Somehow does not hurt him, but only you. That man has been taking your knee and just stomping it. Out in the barn, out where the horses stay. They be clearing it out, and that man's in there just stomping a knee. We see that man bring that man Mike Rotundi in to help out in the montage scene only for no lines for him. They're just stomping the knee. And finally, that man begins to teach you the secrets of the spinning toe hold, where he takes it one at one time and another time and another time. And he said, that man for that, bro, has injured my leg on many occasions. That man has made me bleed gallons of blood before I retired. That man had done this to my forehead over and over, to my cheeks. That man had thrown me into steel itself. I have felt the deep cuts of the razors, of the spikes. I felt the morning star against my flesh, just ground into my flesh, till the blood come down to the point I could see out of either of my eyes, baby. But I still, a heart beating like a champion. Again, in the middle of the night is saying, I am the Daleland Dreams, baby, and I need to stand up to this challenge. I need to reach for that brass ring one more time, to step inside that dimension we call hell itself, with that man for thou shalt rule. He tried to say Bane the strongest. He tried to, like a walk behind her that he is, try to jump ship to that circus of Cyric, try to come back in the back door with Bane, baby. But your man, the Daleland Dream, could not be put into such a contest. But now I got one more move to show you. That man's gonna be using this move. That man will hurt you so bad if he gets a chance. And the montage fades back in as that man, Dusty Rose, teaches you that most vaunted leg lock of all, in the figure of 4. And he puts it on the leg, and that man Dusty lays in all of his weight, all of his Gouye against you. And that Gouye is so potent, so powerful. That man doesn't need to be 6'8". He well outweighs the likes of you. His Gouye, he uses his very Gouye against you, and you feel the leg near about to break before that man lets it go. And you know at any time that man could have broken your leg, could have broken a knee and ended your career. But that man lets you go. And again, you know, every night, and that man teaches you other tactics. He teaches you to flip, flop, and fly. He teaches you how to run directly into his elbow. And every time, though you would have thought not a lot, it feels like a ball pin hammer slammed between your eyes as you fall to the hay below in the barn as you trade. And that man shows you the tactics of using your weight against a man to keep him down, to drop the elbow on a man, and as well to drive a man's head greatly against the dirt, against the wood, against whatever else you have around. And you definitely receive quality fighting training in the arts of brawling from a true master of brawling. and you're sent down the road near hobbling from the damage that's been done to your leg with that man, the express, if you will, as the two of you make your way down that long, dirty trail to essentially, finally, it becomes a road maintained by the different forces of the Dales. And to Daggerdale you go as the passing of days. Eventually, you find your way down south. You see a tall tower. You see broad, vast, expansive farmlands. And you and Lex have changed many tales upon the road of the battles you have done, of the men you have defeated. And you see that tower. And you see, the closer you get, vast amounts of warriors. And you're still coming up, like you kind of like come up over like two hills, right? Oh, and you see this huge army of black, like a wall of moving blackness, and thousands of them, humans and orcs. You see a man with majestic, long, flowing blonde hair and a big blonde Fu Manchu standing upon a horse that looks like hell itself, unleashed, with flaming eyes and nostrils that belch smoke, with a mane of fire and hooves like burning coals. And as you're coming, up around the bend, your side side flanked by a regiment of orcs and humans to assault the two of you. And you see, as this is going, a man with a long white and blonde beard and luxurious finery, and he's throwing fire, and he's throwing lightning, and he's destroying orcs and destroying humans that wear the black as it gets closer, that has the burning yellow Z of the Zentarum. And then you see this man fighting and doing battle, and you see other men with swords, with pitchforks, with hammer. They came dressed as they wanted, and they brought what they needed to the battle. And many of them are only peasant warriors, and it's thousands of people. And the Zentarum side looks so much stronger, but this one man out there engaging in the battle as the orcs come upon him, pummeling him with clubs, hurling spears, shooting arrows at him, but he throws back, and you see like an invisible sort of dome, and it hits and it crackles, and he throws the fire and the lightning, and he makes the storm erupt and comes down chilling ice-like cold, blowing hard and strong like the north wind. You and your two men in tow begin to battle and pummel against orc and human upon horseback. Men with man catchers and lances, men with men with horsemen's flails and horsemen's hammers, men with pole arms and even short bows, and and arrows do pierce your flesh, as do hammers, as do blades. But you see this man in a tremendous display of magic, hurling spheres of magic towards these men that blast and detonate on them, casting his hand over, and many of them falling unconscious. Those seeming to live, this man seems to show a degree of humanity, a degree of compassion even unto his enemies, as the sky lights with pain and fire that he casts, and to be belched down upon the land, upon the war. And these other men, they bring the strength of regiment, the strength of potency, the strength of a group that is very well-oiled machine. The other men, the Shadow Dale individuals, chaotic. Some of them only farmers with scythes or hammers. Some of them with only sparse military training. Yet amongst our number, still a few heroes do rise. Perhaps men formerly of Tilverton or of Cormyr, the depths, perhaps from Symbia, perhaps even from Battledale. And these men definitely fight valiantly with heart. They fight with heart, as these Zentarium fight with cold steel and minds of hatred, with darkness. And you see men a battle as you yourself, like you're casting eyes to it. Then an orc, you're like, oh, leap onto an orc. And why don't you give me some descriptions what happens to these orcs and humans of no true regard as your other men are attacking them. You see that man Brad Armstrong drop kick an orc right off its horse, uh, and the orc hits the ground and is trampled by another horse that runs over Brad Armstrong's opponent. You see that man, Lex Luger, with the running forearm, knocks the horse completely out. There's a horse that just crushes an orc's leg underneath it. That man puts an orc into the torture rack.
Oh, I put a cauliflower on a man's horse. I put a cauliflower on it because he punched it, so I can't do my normal move. Lex Luger stole it from me, so I'm gonna cauliflower the shit out of a horse. And when the horse gets all stunned and the rider gets to go off, I'm gonna give him the most muscular, and then I'm gonna set him upon somebody else's pike because that's what he deserves. So
you wanted a pike of one of the other orcs about him, one of his own brethren, and that orc seems surprised, and then an orc. You see out of the corner of your eye the battle axe coming, and it's almost too late. And just then, a big forearm from Lex. Lex sitting that man down to the ground itself, crushed his skull, busted the orc wide open. The orc forced to taste his own blood as it lays on the ground in Star City, seeing the concussions, witnessing the lights. And that man Luger points at you, and you know you have formed well in battle.
And then I'm gonna grab a lance or something on the ground. Of course, these things that are laying around me are for throwing. So
of course they are.
I'm gonna take a lance. It was probably not what most men would throw, but I'm gonna use my monkey grip and like feel it out and heft it and throw it at
take a minute to balance.
At one of their leaders. My character's noticed since he's fought Bane before that if you take out a leader, these guys start to break. They don't know what to do. So somebody looks like they're in charge. So and I'm gonna remember the armor that
roll a d20 real quick for me. You're gonna have to get pretty high to know this. It's not really a knowledge I think you would have. I know you don't have any knowledge. You don't have any kind of knowledge, nobility, or
I have no knowledge.
I didn't think so. That would be the appropriate skill.
It's an 8, I believe.
No, that's just not going to be enough. You're looking around like, you just your mind just goes biggest work, which is not the right one.
Okay.
All the same, he died horribly. As you can describe that as you like.
To heft the lance and toss it right through a man because that man will throw a weapon. He does not care. And look at the eyes of fear upon this interior as this man is just picking up random weapons around him and just tossing them everywhere. Just weapons just tossing around for the Lord.
The lance just spears right through him, pinning him to the ground itself. He twitches and screams in horror as blood pours from his mouth like an insect pinned to the bottom of a collections box. And then you see that man with the luxurious blonde hair dismount his horse, and he holds his morning star high, and you hear a singular laugh from beyond and above the clouds. Ha, ha, ha. And he points it at the shell, the magical resistance shell this man, this wizard with the blonde hair has. And the morning star blasts this yellow and green sickly light at it, and it begins to work, and it hits it like a stone hitting water, slowly dissolving away at the magical properties. And you can see the wizard is like, and it's like he's throbbing in the vase, holding it off, and it continues to be melted ever so slowly, and
I will look for something to throw at the man with the luxurious.
Far away, unfortunately, as you're made to witness as an orc smashes a powerful studded gauntlet, a spike gauntlet even of Bane himself against your face, causing your mouth to fill with blood. You see this wizard magical shell cast away, and he shoots fire from his hand, streaking from his fingers as the other man bats it away with his morning star of ghastly light, of sickening green horror. And that man moves in a fashion that can only be described as luxurious. His gait, his walk, his strut, as he comes to this other man, smashing him in the mouth with this morning star, with this this relic of Bane. And this man, he is dressed in utter opulence from head to toe, a commander, a tyrant. But you see the other man, he begins to shake at the knees, and he's hit again and again and again and again, and he falls to a knee, and his face is busted open, and he begins to shake, and he begins to grab a hold of his knees, and he's shaking, and he's quaking, and he comes back, and he begins to deliver blows of his own, blows with a fist of stone and flame, and Fazal Shabrol is rocked over and over and over again, and he looks back, grabbing Fazal Shabrol by the hair. Fazal Shabrol's brow busted open and bleeding terribly, and he looks about. The villagers of Shadowdale seem enforced in their own morale and their own ferocity as they look at him, as they chant the name of Elemenster, as again in the face, and then boom, with his hands, a huge wind picks up Fazal into the air, brings him smashing down, and you see the hand up of this wizard, and you see he's definitely refocusing himself, and he's on top of Fazal Shabrol, smashing him in the face with his hand of fire and frost, with his hand of stone and iron, just smashing him in the head with from behind. Oh God! Several more men begin to jump on him. Men of definite description, if you will, definitely of the Barry Window variety. Jump on the man, a huge man as well, a man even perhaps taller than you, with a psychotic look in his eye, is grabbing that man and just beating on him. That man picked up into the air and elevated, drops hard on his head and back in a true power bomb, as all the men get on him, grabbing a hold of the face in a vicious claw, preventing that man from audibly casting spells as they put the horrible boots to him. As you see that same move, his leg being kicked in over and over and over again, as it's wound up and put into that same numerical digit that man Dusty put upon you in your training montage. And the man Fazal Shabrol is down now on top of him, screaming at him, putting that maneuver on him, breaking the man's leg, and even at such distance, you can hear the man shouting out, "Mercy, baby! Mercy, baby!" And he's getting himself going, "Mercy, daddy!" And he's coming back, and he knocks Shabrol in the face. He fights off the psychotic one and the Windhamish one, and he fights off a small man with a widow's peak as well, who has very technical proficiencies, and he's battling them. But then the big man grabs the hands of Shabrol, adding the leverage as other men try to run in. They're knocked away. They're given tremendous damage themselves, and just then you should go ahead and start clearing house at this point.
All right, so I'm gonna start clearing the way down there.
A lot of orcs and humans with the yellow Z over their fucking talbards, over their plate mail, over their chain mail, over their scale mail, depending on their station, with morning stars or long swords or short swords or pikes and bows about their backs or crossbows. They're on. You got
their gauntlets, those spiked gauntlets. So I got an extra little bonus to.
You put a spike gauntlet on?
Oh hell yeah, I'm gonna put one on.
You find one from a big orc, fits your hand perfectly. All right, what do?
I'm gonna start clearing house with the gauntlet, and then the knee breakers and elbows, forearms, going through, trying to get down to that man with the widow's peak to keep him out of the battle. I noticed he was trying to get in there on that man Boogie Woogie. So of course I'm gonna try to clear away to that smaller man with the widow's peak and try to get to him. And keep him from getting involved with this match, or try to get to Barry Windham to keep him from.
This man only a non-prestigious 5'8" perhaps, very malinkoish in his appearance, with his tan skin, wearing plate mail armor. He's down there, and and there's like villagers trying to run in as you see this man being put into the figure 4, and he's busted open. He still has a hand of iron with flame and ice about it, But this man Windham is clawing the face, preventing him from saying anything. They're stomping him every time he tries to cast any kind of spell, and the big man grabbing the arm for additional leverage of Fazal Shabrol, who is in plate mail, who is in a luxurious robe as well, of scintillating blue colors, and they're pulling on it, and you can see as you run over, you grab that small man. What do you do to him?
Oh, I grabbed him already. All right.
Yeah, but you're feeding these orcs around you, and you can see that man, Armstrong and Luger coming in behind you to be reinforcements, if you will.
All right. I'm gonna give Malenko a gut kick. Ugh.
All right.
And then of course you're gonna get a power move thrown on him because he's
with a maneuver.
From this point, I'll power bomb him. Why the fuck not?
Right. So you push him up, and you got him up like for a major power ball, and just then you hear the leg of this wizard snap.
Oh.
The leg snaps right around you, and you hear it just snap, and you can hear in the fainted wind from high above the laugh something that feels it is stronger than you. As you hear this man, and he's screaming, "Oh, daddy, daddy, daddy!" Oh, and his leg just literally breaks in front of the villagers, in front of you, as the hordes are fighting, as men with swords skewer into the bellies, opening them, cutting them, falling the intestines of men who are not but fathers and farmers onto the field to bathe the field in their blood, in their shit, to face the new day, the next day. And we see you in stillness, as the world around you becomes very, very slow, if you understand. And there are many people battling to each and every side, and certainly a tremendous potency of violence. We'll try to get our player back right here, you understand? But for all of you at home, all you out there in YouTube land watching, honestly, we got a bunch of you. You see just a sheer carnage. Just imagine war at its purest form. Bane from above watching his armies. Mishra perhaps watching over one of her favorite champions, whose leg has snapped on the battlefield, who's being held down, who's being having the pain put to him, as warriors, both unskilled and those with minor skill, as well as those heroes who have come and answered the call from all around the Dale lands, perhaps even as far away as Symbia, perhaps from Cormyr. Perhaps even some with right souls from Hillsfar have entered the fray to fight back the Zentirum forces. This is a place for those of courage, as beatings are put upon many individuals, and much pain is put into the play. I'm trying to get our player back right here, baby. As the fields run red with blood of human and orc alike, blood of half-elf and dwarf. For such things have fought now for the sides of good, for the sides of the valiant and the just. Perhaps for the side of the Zentirum as well.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
And it looks like that might be perhaps where we leave off. We see that man Elemenster on the ground, leg broken, his spells at this moment of no avail to him. The potency of Bane casting down the power of the god of tyranny and strength upon the battlefield. That man Fazal Shimbrel, using tactics he has learned of pain, of bruise of agony himself, having fought that man from the Dusty Road Tavern many times in many locations around the Dales and perhaps other places as well. And we see the armies coming against each other, fighting, and what can only be described as sheer carnage. And the winds blow hard as the clouds themselves harden above, as we face back and see Talos and Helm watching from that same place.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Behind them,
7, 5,
people
7, 8.
or entities either one watching from some strange point above, from darkness, judging the two judges who have been appointed by a strange orb of blue light, and watch from scintillating gas inside a small, a small darkened room, or perhaps a very large one. Light does not cast far enough to show in full detail, but a place that is only the neutral ground of the gods themselves. And the gods watch this battle as heroes play out upon the land, heroes of light and darkness, heroes of law and chaos, and heroes of battle. And as we have had some technical difficulties here, we will be concluding at this point with that man Valorian about to enter the fray there on that pivotal point. And let us know in the comments below what you think about the first episode of Forgotten Realms Wrestling. FRW. FRW. FRW.